Good afternoon, everyone. It's Mr. Landers here again from Shadow to the Light. Today I want to freestyle. I'll talk about a lot of subjects. Don't worry, I'm not going to break into a rap on, I think, freestyling. But I'll talk about a lot of subjects across the board, just to put out some thought-provoking videos, whether it's narcissism, alienation, whether it's addictions, whether it's troubles we have in relationships. And I know that may seem that jack of all trades and master at none, but what I've been on a journey with is developing my counselling and coaching skills, and I've honed my skills by gaining experience with working with clients and also taking a deep dive into all the knowledge that I can get my hands on. And I've brought that all together with a modality that I created, which is something that, for me, it gives us a deeper understanding of who we are and the journey we're on. And I always like to try and start with my age, which is, I'm coming into my 5th decade of life now, which is, it's a funny age because you get to look back on life and think to yourself, have I done enough, or is there more to come from me? And you start really going into the depths of what you are as a parent, what you are as a lover, as a husband, a wife, what you're like as a friend, what you're like with your own relationship with yourself. And my modality, which has took a few years to create, along with the studying to become certified in my coaching, along with the creation of the centre that I'm now putting together in the Dordogne with my wonderful partner Delphine. It's for me, it's about diving into the parts that we go through, our passages that go from infancy to our teenage years, to our young adult years, and then into what brings me to present day, which is like the midlife. Now, the midlife, which I've spoke about before, is a lot of people give it this negative term as in crisis, like the midlife crisis. And we are wise to pay attention to it if it is a crisis, because for me, if you go onto my website and look at www.shadowtolightexperience.com, there's a little bit more explanation of what my modality is, which I affectionately called the operating system, which is mainly we're made up of parts which are the outcast, the supervisor, the troubleshooter, and then all within that is source. So we have a stable side and an unstable side. And the reason I've just elaborate a bit on that there is because when I say the midlife calling, what I think that is a real positive way to look at how much armour have I been carrying around that's been built around me through my life experiences. So every relationship, good or bad, every experience with our professional life, i.e. our jobs, good or bad, and that adds layers. And when we get to a certain age, and the way we've parented our children, whether we've had a good relationship with them, whether they're leaving the nest now, or the way we've dealt with friendships, or the way we've dealt with adverse experiences in our life, there has to be a message when we get to our middle age, because we are in a point where we're returning to source, we're returning to where we come from. So the beginning of our life, when we're born from purity, let's hopefully say that. We know we have a lot of generational trauma, but all being well, hopefully we're brought up in an environment that's not too dysfunctional. And that brings us through the parts in the stable way: stable outcast, stable supervisor, stable troubleshooter. But for many of us, we're brought up in dysfunction, and that will bring us into the unstable outcast, the unstable supervisor, the unstable troubleshooter. And we all reach that moment where we have the fork in the road, which comes to us around 40, mid-40s, sometimes in our fifth decade. Myself, I'm talking about here. And we have a choice to really assess of what's working, what needs improving, or just frankly, the crisis would be what's not working. But what we're very bad at doing is inviting in the messages in. We're always trying to push away, let's say, in a toxic relationship, we're trying to push away what the messages are in that relationship. If we become addicted to a substance, we're trying to push away the way that substance, that choice of substance is trying to protect us. We're always trying to push away the obvious message, but we only get the obvious message is if we really take a dive in and slow ourselves down and look at ourselves as an operating system and try and deal with ourselves in manageable parts. When we renovate a house, we know that we build it up slowly but surely, and it stays solid and it stays compact, and we then just can refresh it. We don't try and do it all in one go, but when it comes to ourselves, we try to think that we're just one thing, and we're not. We're all different parts made up of the life experiences, whether they're stable or unstable. The fatigue that comes thereafter when we do get to a point of feeling it's a crisis is our source, our real core meaning is us saying, this is not working for me anymore. This really is not working for me anymore. It's asking you to look at what's going on. It's asking you to improve, whether your relationship, whether your job prospects, whether you have a different purpose in life. It's really asking you that core question. And what did Marcus Aurelius say? Those who ask the right questions are halfway to finding the answers. And then there's the calling, which is your life's going fantastically well. You're content. You believe that, but you can improve. You can get that deeper purpose in your life. For me, the calling was I wanted to embark on this new career as a coach, a holistic coach. I wanted to embark on using my dysfunction, my trauma, my delve into heavy addiction to be able to almost relay not in a martyrdom way, but relay a message of hope to my clients who are confused of why they stay in the throes of addictions or why they stay in the throes of self-loathing. And it's all about, as I said, if we look at ourselves as manageable parts, and this is not woo-woo, this is been proven, and if you think you are not different parts of yourself, then you are a different person with your friends, you are a different person with your husband or wife, you're a different person with your children, etc., etc. And that is because you're tapping into the roles that you have continuously played. And we are at our peril. We are unwise to not look at ourselves in this way and just think that our life is just one component of that part, when it is multiple parts how we interact in the world. That's why we have so many differences of opinions. That's why there's some people we can relate to. You hear expressions like, don't get on the wrong side of him. He has a side to him that isn't, So we use these terms, so we've known this forever. I would just really ask people to really embrace when they get to their 40s or 50s, and it's a real chance to look at ourselves, and go, where can I do better? What can I improve in my life? Okay, if the first part of my life hasn't gone according, it's never too late. It's never too late. And at my centre, what we do is we do exercises where we can readdress the parts that are unstable, or we can improve the parts that are stable. It's for me, it's a very exciting part of what I do with my coaching. And like I said, I'm just trying to find purpose with creating something that works for myself and others. So thank you very much for listening, and I wish you all an amazing day. And like I said, don't be too hard on ourselves, because we are parts that interact with so many different people during the day. Thanks very much for listening. Please check out my website again, www.shadow2lightexperience.com, and there's a back page where we're doing some workshops this summer. Please feel free to sign up and tell me what you think. Take care now. Bye-bye.